As a car lover, I have compared prices of cars in different parts of the world and then felt really bad that they're so expensive in India. And the key reason behind that is taxes, and therefore I'm going to be sharing with you how you can buy your dream EV, be it an iX1, be it an Ioniq, be it a Porsche Taycan, I'll let you decide. But how you can buy your EV and legitimately save taxes through all of the different incentives schemes that the government has applied on EVs to promote the EV industry. So if you are someone like me who likes cars and finance, then you will probably find today's video enjoyable. This is specifically for business owners, but I had promised this in an earlier video where a lot of you had shown interest, and that's why I'm making this video as promised. I will also caveat by saying that I'm not a CA. I will request you to consult your own CAs as you make this decision for your own businesses. So with that, let's jump in. This channel is brought to you by the 01 Media Network by Zerodha. With their support, I'll be helping you spend your money wisely. Imagine you're a business owner in Delhi. You want to go to work every morning and you want a car. You like Mercedes, and so you have chosen two cars. You have shortlisted two cars. Car number one is a GLA, which is the petrol, and car number two is the EQA, which is an EV. So for the research of this video, I became that business owner. I called up my nearest Mercedes dealership and I asked them for quotations for both of these cars, the GLA and the EQA. I went a step further and I also asked them for the quotation across the regular bank loan and the Star Agility Plus plan. What is the Star Agility Plus plan? We'll cover that in a minute. So those are the four scenarios that we're going to be looking at, the two cars across the two different financing options. With that, let's jump in. Before we proceed further, if you're a business owner who's looking to simplify their accounting, taxation, and finance related needs, you should know about Odoo. Odoo has a suite of 45 integrated apps, and these apps are built in a way that they work really well together. So let me explain it to you with an example. Say you are using a HubSpot today for your CRM, you're using a SAP for sales, you're using a Slack for internal team comms. None of these tools and apps work well together, but Odoo's apps are designed in a way that your sales can update your inventory, your accounting can update your CRM, your project updates can live alongside your internal team chats. You see where I'm going with this, right? So when you get all of that 45 apps onboarded, you will end up saving a lot of time and money. It's a great time to try Odoo, by the way, because they're giving the first one app free for lifetime with unlimited hosting and unlimited support. You will find the link in the description to try Odoo. Thank you, Odoo, for sponsoring today's video. And if you're a business owner, go check out Odoo. Okay, so what I've done is I've taken the four quotations that I received from the Mercedes dealership and I've put them onto this Excel for ease of consumption so that everything is in one place. And now we'll look at all of the four scenarios here. So as you can see, this is scenario 1, scenario 2, scenario 3, scenario 4. Scenario 1 is the EV with the regular loan. Scenario 2 is EV with Star Agility Plus. Scenario 3 is GLA with the regular loan. And scenario 4 is GLA with the Star Agility Plus. Net on-road price, this is for Delhi. So please keep that in mind. Delhi has no registration for EVs and that's why it's cheaper here. So, okay. Net on-road price for Delhi is 65.85 lakhs for EQA and GLA is at about 55.5 lakhs. GLA for 55.5 lakhs is something I can't wrap my brains around, but that is not the point. I'm digressing. Sorry, coming back. Down payment. And you see there's A written here. I'll tell you why. We'll come to that. Down payment of these cars is 7,83,000 in those plans that I received. So 7,83,000 for the EQA under the regular loan and 8,50,000 under the EV Star Agility Plus plan. The way I had structured this and I had asked them to structure this was that keep the down payment amount the same across the board. The reason you see a difference here between 7,83,000 and 8,50,000 for the same car is because the processing fees of Agility plan has come in. So Agility plan has a higher processing fee and that's why the down payment amount looks high, but the base down payment amount without the processing fee is the same for EQA under regular and Star Agility to keep it apples to apples. And similarly for GLA, it's the same across regular loan and Star Agility. The difference that you see here is because of the higher processing fee for Agility Plus, but just calling it out, it's not really something which is going to be meaningful from a calculation standpoint. Term of financing, I've taken it as 3 years across the board, and you'll see why 3 years and not longer because of the depreciation schedule that we'll go through later. But term of financing that we have looked at is 3 years. Monthly EMI, basis these different terms that we've put together here. Monthly EMI as per the regular loan is 1,74,602 for the EQA. And in the star rigidity, it's a lot lower. It's at 66,569. Similarly, for GLA, the regular loan monthly EMI is 1,48,000. And for GLA in the star rigidity plus, it's at 63,000, right? So it's a lot. Like the difference between star rigidity and the regular loan is obviously a lot, because I had made a video on this earlier comparing which of the two should you go with. That's a separate discussion. You can go see that video. I did it with the BMW buyback plan. The main premise of the plans remains the same, so you can go check out that video. But this is the monthly EMI that you get for all of these. Next, let's look at the buyback value by Mercedes. Now, this buyback value is basically that a part of the star rigidity plan. What this means is that at the end of the 3 years, you have to pay this money to Mercedes to get the car, or you can surrender the car and move to another car. It's essentially a way for Mercedes to say that this is the assured buyback that they're giving you at the end of the third year. This is the assured value of the car that they are giving you after 3 years, which is really high for an EV. We know that EVs in the market are seeing a lot of uncertainty, especially in the used car market. And the fact that they are giving almost 65% of the value back after 3 years for this EV is quite compelling. And so, for this reason alone, probably I would consider this EV in the star rigidity plan and not in the regular plan. But let's move on, right? If we were to compute the resale value, and this is basis, usual viewers of the channel will know shop cars with us, we follow some logic there. If you were to look at the same logic, then what I've looked at, like what I've seen here, resale value of the car, if I were to compute it, I think it will be around 36 lakhs after 3 years. You could argue that it's more or less, but that's where I've netted out given the uncertainty in the EV market. So I'm just establishing baselines, and then we'll come to the depreciation part, which is the fun part. Similarly, on the GLA regular loan, we have the buyback value here is 35 lakh 13,600, which they are giving in the star rigidity plan. This I think is actually on the lower end. So if we were to go out there and sell it, it would probably sell at a slightly higher rate at 38.9 lakhs broadly. So I think this is slightly lower in the GLA. And so I've also looked at our computed value. Now let's move on to the big piece of depreciation, right? On the depreciation front, first is the depreciation rate. In the EV standpoint, you get 40% depreciation, and in ICE, you get 15% depreciation. This is in the section 32 of the Income Tax Act. It allows, and this is the wording from the act, it allows for electric vehicles used for business purposes to claim depreciation at a higher rate, typically 40%, compared to ICE vehicles, which are generally at 15% or 30% for commercial vehicles, right? So this is not a commercial vehicle. This is a car which is being used for the proprietor to go to the work. So it will fall under 15%, and the depreciation rate here is 40%, right? Now this, we've looked at the depreciation computation here is done on the written down value method, which is a simple method, which means that every year's value is used to compute depreciation for the next year. So in year number 1, we look at the on-road price was 65.85 lakhs. Depreciation is 40% of that, which is 26 lakh 34,000. In year 2, it will be 65 lakhs minus 26 lakhs, and that amount into 40%, that will be in year 2. And similarly, in year 3, it will be 65 lakhs minus 26 lakhs minus 15 lakhs, and then 40% applied on that, that will be for the year 3. Similarly, we've computed this across the board. The depreciation across regular loan and Agility Plus for EQA remains the same. For GLA, the depreciation is different because it's obviously a cheaper car. And so this is the total depreciation over the next 3 years. The EQA depreciates 51 lakh rupees, 51.6 lakh rupees because of the higher rate of depreciation, whereas the GLA depreciates only 21 lakh rupees. This is the biggest game changer on why EVs turn out to be so cheap in the effective cost of ownership. How cheap, you ask? So now let's understand what this leads to, right? Now this depreciation is tax saved on depreciation at 30%. This is the C part. So what does this 30% is? You can change this based on what category your business falls under. 30% is what a lot of businesses fall under, and that's why I've taken this as 30%, but you can please change it to whatever your business falls under, right? This is just a framework for you to think about. So the tax saved on depreciation, assuming your business has bottom line profits, assuming your business can actually afford this kind of depreciation, you need to have profits greater than 26 lakhs at the end of the year for you to be able to charge that depreciation to that business. You will save 30% on 26 lakh rupees. If we sum it up over the next 3 years, that's about 51.6 lakhs, or 30% of 51.6 lakhs is 15 lakh 48,000. It's as simple as that, right? This is how we arrived at the total depreciation into 30%. That's how we arrived at tax saved on depreciation. So this is pure play savings that you have done. In EV, you have saved about 15.5 lakhs in taxes. In GLA ICE engine, you have saved about 6.4 lakh rupees in taxes. Now, there's another clause to this. So, what happens is that because you've depreciated the car so much, that at the end of the 3 years, when you go to sell the car, what is the value of the remaining car at the end of the 3 years, right? Now, in the regular loan, what we've done is we've looked at B3 minus B14, which means your 65 lakhs minus 51 lakhs. The remaining value of the car is 14 lakh rupees in the EV. The regular loan here is also is 14 lakh rupees because you've depreciated the car so much. So the value of the car after 3 years is 14 lakh 22,000. From 65.8 lakhs, you've depreciated 51 lakhs, and therefore 14.22 lakh rupees of the car is left in your balance sheet. At the end of 3 years, when you sell this car, either in the regular loan or in the buyback plan, when you give it back to Mercedes, you have to write this off from your books. And here you will actually have a gain because you have 14 lakh rupees of the car left, but the buyback value in the regular loan, which we had seen here, is 36 lakhs. So you have a gain of 22 lakh rupees on your books, and you need to pay capital gain tax on this to write this off. And that's at about 18%, which I've looked at again, confirm with your CA on this. So this is something that you actually have to incur. You have to pay this as capital gain tax to write off that asset of your book from your balance sheet. So this is something that is the final piece of the puzzle, and that's why it's D. I will show you how these ABCD sort of come together to give you the effective cost of ownership. So that's the other one. Now in Star Agility Plus, this number changes a little bit. What ends up happening here is that you had your resale value, which is 36 lakh 21,000. So here the resale value is higher, right? It was 42 lakh 34,400, and your value of the car after 3 years is 14 lakhs. So the gain is actually even higher here. It's at 28 lakhs rupees, and therefore the tax paid on this, which is 18% of 28 lakhs, is even higher. So you pay more tax here. In this case, in regular loan and Star Agility Plus, it's similar. Because this is higher, 38 lakh rupees is higher. I'm going to assume that you're going to sell this in the market, the GLA, and not give it back to Mercedes, and then return the money back to Mercedes in the 35 lakh rupees. So I've taken that, and that's why 85,000 is the capital gain tax here. Clear? So there are two parts to this. One is the depreciation. The benefit on the depreciation tax is here, which you make, and then you have to pay some tax. Net, you're still positive because 15 point, let's look at just one scenario, right? 15.4 lakh rupees that you saved on tax and depreciation here. Even if you paid about 4 lakh rupees, you're still net positive. So that's the other tax for you to take into account. There is also one more tax which I haven't covered in this video, which is the input tax credit on GST. I will talk about it briefly at the end, but I didn't want to complicate this further. I feel like it's already pretty complex. I didn't want to complicate it further. I will talk about input tax credit at the end of the video. So now we're coming to the last part of the video. Net cost of ownership after 3 years, A plus B minus C plus D. A is the down payment that you made, B is the EMI that you paid over the 3 years, C is all the benefit that you've received on depreciation, that is why it's being subtracted, and D is the capital gain tax that you have paid when you had to write off the entire car, right, from your books. So that brings us to these numbers. Now, obviously, EQA regular loan is high, Star Agility Plus is really low. But I think, look, this is not entirely apples to apples, because in this case, you don't have a car at the end of 3 years, right? Right now, in this case, this assumes that you have a car because like you haven't subtracted the resale value of that. So I'm going to do that next to give it a true apples to apples. And if we subtract the assumption, the base assumption of all of this is that you've sold the car after 3 years, right? You don't have a car after 3 years. And so if you were to subtract the sale value of the car, which is 36 lakh 21,000, then you get to 22 lakh 94,000 as the effective cost of ownership here. In this case, you're anyway giving the car back to Mercedes, so nothing to subtract. And in this case, again, you have subtracted in GLA in scenario 3, you have subtracted this from 56 lakhs, the D8, which is the resale value, and so you arrived at 17 lakh 87,000. And in Star Agility Plus, it's at 26 lakh 81,000. I'm going to conclude this video for you in a very simple way. What is the conclusion? If you want to buy an EQA, an EV, then you're better off buying it in the Agility Plus plan, because if you compare this, Agility Plus is cheaper than regular loan. If you want to buy a GLA, then you should buy it in the regular loan. As per this calculation, it looks like as a business owner, you're probably better off buying it in regular loan. The last thing that I want to call out is that there is this concept called input tax credit for those businesses in GST. That is another last variable that you can take into this. Talk to your CEO about it, but basically that tilts the favor in the camp of the ICE cars. Now, what is input tax credit? It's a little complex, but long story short is that you can claim a refund of the GST that you're paying on these cars. GST on an EV is only 5%. GST on ICE is 28%. So you get a lot more GST refund if you were to buy an ICE, which can again tilt the calculations in the favor of an ICE vehicle as opposed to a EV vehicle. With that, we come to the end of this video. Tell me in the comments which is the EV that you are eyeing as a business owner. Are you looking to buy an EV? Will you buy an EV after seeing these calculations? I'm really tempted that I wish I was a business owner and I'd buy an EV. I'm not, unfortunately. But hope you enjoyed that video, and thank you, and see you all in the next one. And don't forget to check out Odo. Link is in the description. If you're a business owner, you should really check out Odo. It's a great time to sort of try them. They're giving limited period offer. So yeah, thank you, and see you in the next one. Bye.